Right.
Hello guys, today we are going to present our branding project, which is talking about Samsung, and we have two competitors, which is Huawei and Apple.
Before we start about our topic, we wanted to give about a brief introduction about how Samsung came into existence. So Samsung started its business in the late 1938, and it's got its name from a Korean language called Hanja, which means as Trista. As a consequence, the earlier version of Samsung logo features 3 stars in different axis and style and color. Basically oval shape, which is rotated about 10 degrees from the x-axis, producing a sense of dynamic tension. As you can see in the figure, how the logo has been changed from 1938 to the present. While the first logo, it was all about Korean logos, the 3 star, which again rotated, and then it was rotated 10-degree axis, and then it was changed in 1969. Then again in 1980 it was changed again, and 1992 they came with a different style, and in 1993 the logo was completely changed, and we can see what it is today. So Samsung was the first smartphone ever to come into existence, and in 2009 they became the first Android phone provider. Later in 2006 they became the second mobile company to have 3G in the phones, and in 2008 they became the first Android phone to provide full touchscreen mobiles.
And now we're going to talk about the perception map with the position of Samsung in the market compared to other competitors such as Apple, Huawei, Nokia, Asus, Xiaomi, or BlackBerry and HTC. As you can see here, the Samsung is the brand is focused on the features and style and design, but the main consumer of them is still on the mass consumer section. Compared to Apple, the biggest competitor, which is focused on style and design for fashion and trendy consumer. The other competitors such as Huawei is focused on durability and mass consumer. They also have the very good style and design, but still behind Apple and Samsung. For the power user and performance specification, there are 3 competitors focused on 2 sections: is Xiaomi, Nokia, Asus, and HTC and BlackBerry is also focused on features and performance specification, but for the power user.
So, hello guys again. Today I'm going to talk about segmentation of Samsung and also the consumer behaviors on 3 parts. Comparing to Samsung to other brands, Samsung has selling over all worldwide countries, and their densities are urban and rural. About demographics, they are targeting 18 years old to 65 years old, and gender is not important because their customers are both built by males and females. And the occupation of the Samsung customers are built from students, employees and professionals. To behavioral, degree of loyalty of Samsung customers are built by high-level loyalty, low-level loyalty, and not loyalty because of changing their phones and brands. The benefits of Samsung are overall high quality, advanced functionality, simplicity, and user-friendliness. The customers who use Samsung personalities are trendy, ambitious, and determined. Talking about the psychographic segmentation of Samsung, the user statuses are the first-time users, the newbies one, the regular users, the ex-users which use Samsung and left using Samsung, and then the expert users and non-users. The social classes who uses Samsung is middle classes and upper classes, and what type of customer lifestyle using Samsung, which is succeeders, explorers, reformers, and mainstreamers. So, talking about customer behavior of Samsung, as we have seen the segmentation of Samsung, we tried to unpin it to theories how relevant it is. According to Chris Blank, he has divided consumer perception into three parts which are relevant to choose. As we can see, he has divided according to price perception, self-perception and benefit perception. As employees, professionals seek prestige and value for what they pay. Samsung has been able to provide better benefits and low prices. For instance, better camera, better life, internet connection and so on, which has allowed Samsung to connect with people via benefit perceptions. Similarly, students are attached via price, as Samsung phones are cheaper and reliable rather than other phone like iPhone, HTC, which provides more features and better quality in relevant prices. Many professionals look upon their self-image. Samsung phones have been providing extensive look and feature development which reflects professional environment. This way, Samsung has captured both self and benefit perception of a consumer. So we have a program which is which name is called Smart Things, which you can connect and control multiple devices quicker and easier. No matter where you are, you can monitor and control smart devices, home appliances, TVs and speakers registered on the services. Remotely control and check of the status devices registered through Wi-Fi apps. Group multiple devices into mode and control them simultaneously. Configure your device settings, including the time and operation conditions, and operate them automatically. Invite others to that locations where devices are registered, enable shared control, and notifications feature all allows you to receive status information about your devices. And some features may not be available in all countries, but nearly Samsung uses this phone available all over the world.
Okay, hi, I'm Vigos, and today I will explain about the Samsung and talk more about the Samsung, the value proposition of Samsung. With competitor is Apple and Huawei. Samsung have a lot of different and a lot of advantage between two of them. The first of all is the modern styling. As we all know that some iPhone all brand of type of iPhone had the same design, except iPhone X with a rabbit ear. But however, a lot of people complain that this rabbit ear makes them feel confused and feel uncomfortable. In terms of the modern styling, Samsung had a significant difference from the Samsung Galaxy S6 Edge with a full screen. Huawei is the combined between Samsung and iPhone, because in Huawei P20 they also have a rabbit ear, and another type they also same with the Samsung. The second one I will mention is provide long life battery. For example, the newest product of iPhone X and Huawei P20 have lower battery use than Samsung, because in iPhone they only have 2760 mAh of long life battery, 3400 mAh of Huawei P20 compared with 3500 of Samsung. The third one is the open software. Samsung and Huawei are running Android, so that the user can contribute and develop the software, while iPhone using iOS, which is cannot upgrade or contribute to software, because Apple don't want people can fix it. And the last one is about the chip. In terms of chip, iPhone has A11 chip with 6 core. However, in Samsung, this one has over 8 cores of chips. As we can see, the comparison between the camera between iPhone and Samsung with this video.
So now we're going to talk about the critical discussion and evaluation, how Samsung actually came into its branding, how it connected with people and so on. So Samsung had the old traditional method before 2010. They started their marketing as they wanted to involve features and benefits. That's how they attracted the customers. But after 2010, people were more knowledgeable, people were more into like technology, so they started to look for the experience. So in 2010, Samsung started Samsung started to look forward how to involve people in order to get customers. So in 2012, Samsung sponsored the Olympic Games. Samsung at that time launched two new mobile phones, Samsung S3 and Galaxy Note. They named it as the Samsung Studio that focused on demonstrating the new Galaxy S3 and Galaxy Note. So what happened at that time was that visitors were allowed to interact with Samsung staff and were allowed to play with Samsung Olympic Games app or have their photo taken on Samsung Galaxy Note or S3, and instantly that were turned into a personalized badge. So at the same time, Samsung also involved with different various artists, like who could sketch and everything. So they collaborated with them and used Samsung Note as a part of their demonstration and experience marketing. So that they give an insight to a customer that Samsung phone is good in terms of sketchings, writings, or whatever you want to do. Similarly, they also get involved with different DJs and they make sure that the Samsung phone is better in terms of music as well as in terms of performance. Similarly, Samsung promoted that the visitors will not only enjoy the experiential exhibition, but they will also be able to create their own doodle or mandala, which will be automatically uploaded to their website. Samsung added the feature that customer can also create their own doodle via their Facebook page, and the total money collected would be divided to create solar power internet school, as well as spent in charities for development of libraries, with the aim of driving access to information and the ability to underprivileged children to gain required reading skills. So, as one of the people and one of the lecturer has said, Mr. Tom Peters said, the consumers are rational and emotional animals. That's how they actually collaborated with the people. They emotionally drive themselves, so like they could actually come and experience the Samsung and then sell the product. That similarly in 2012 and 2012 they created a place where people can come experience Samsung phone and like do their own activities, everything, and then they were emotionally attached with the Samsung. Similar in 2017 when Samsung launched the S7 VR headset, it hosted reality pop-up where the customers were challenged to test their reaction speed against rugby legends such as Martin Johnson and Lawrence Dallaglio. Later in 2018, Samsung became the first tech brand to represent their logo in Burj Khalifa. Samsung took over the world's tallest building in Dubai, where they launched their new product Samsung S9, where they introduced the customer. There was a chance for consumer to get experience with the product. The feature included making their personalized augmented reality emojis, testing out the low light functions of the phone camera in a mirrored room, and make use of super slow motion video in a configured booth. Samsung's main motto towards this experience marketing was to promote their saying, "Do what you can't imagine." Li Yang, the global marketing chief officer of Samsung Electronics, said, "Staying true to our heritage of relentless innovation, this campaign is another example of how Samsung is continually pushing the boundaries of what possible, just like we do with our product and services." Samsung believes that through the spectacular Burj Khalifa light show, multi-sensor engagement experience, people are more communicating and engaging themselves with the company's brand.
In UK, they collaborated with Adam and Eve and created magical moments in London Bridge, titled The Night We Imagined. The rainbow lights were anticipated from Pottersfield Park onto the city's notorious Leadenhall building the previous evening and will proceed for the following 2 evenings. Created to stamp the dispatch of the new Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus, the visual scene highlighted best in the glass reflectors and recently creating dynamic delicate laser lightings. It was made with 16 best-in-class laser lights work in Germany and the UK, and its 10-meter corner-to-corner cluster will change direction to contort in the sky, adjusting its multi-hued viewpoint for watchers catching the occasion with their phones. It was designed to showcase the low light capacity of the Samsung Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus cameras and to tie in with Samsung brand premise. Do what you can't. We want to give the people of London a moment not to be missed. Sam Grant, Chief Marketing Officer of Samsung Electronics UK said, the installation was conceived as an amazing, almost impossible visual spectacle that represents just how Samsung is pushing the boundaries of what is possible. The beauty of the show demonstrates how the capabilities of the Samsung S9 camera ensures people can capture epic pictures, particularly in the dark.
Similarly, Samsung has, as we can see and have been hearing about how Samsung is collaborating with people in terms of experience marketing in order to grab their attention. Samsung has really adapted themselves to cope with the consumer need. As said by the Peter Toms, that the consumers are rational and emotional animals. Connecting to them has made Samsung explore the opportunity to expand and also has helped them to gain more idea towards their product development. Similarly, companies have found out that the people are more willing to buy the product if they are once engaged to the product. The chances of customer buying the product increased by 50% once they know what they are getting for the price they are paying. Since Samsung have started focusing themselves into experiential marketing, Samsung have reported that their sales have increased by 25% more than usual.
Since they have started to interact with different people and make people use the product even before they purchase their product. Samsung have not only increased the customer but have also expanded their market cycle. They have acted as a little fish in big pond. The medium they have chosen in interact with customer have actually given them opportunities to approach customer to buy the product, which customer are more likely to buy the product. By interacting with customer, they have also great impact on the customer that their product are better, and collecting customer feedback that has made easy for Samsung for their product development. Similarly, Samsung S4 developed covering all the feedbacks they collect during the experience marketing campaign of Samsung S3.
Recommendation would be spread the word. It seems as if new online platform is being introduced every few months, which means that your audience may not be getting their news and information in the same place they were just a short time ago. Don't pigeonhole your marketing efforts into one area. If you've been successful previously, then it is not going to work today, because if you are putting all your eggs into one basket, eventually it's going to come back to bite you. Research all your available avenues, experiment with the channels, and then track key performance so you know what's working. Second, align strategy. Marketing is not one size fits all. What works for one organization may turn out to be a complete fail for another. The best way to develop and execute a successful marketing plan is to align your marketing strategy with your business strategy. Next, develop a strategy for function area within marketing that aligns with the marketing strategies. Third, analyze the competitors. More businesses are doing competitive analysis, but this typically doesn't go much beyond checking out their products or services and keeping an eye on what they're going to do. If you really want to get a leg up, you have to deliver deeper. Tap into your existing customer and ask them what they perceive to be the real difference between what you and your company have to offer. They appreciate your concern and you'll get a real-time feedback on how you can improve on your marketing effort. 4. A recent study conducted by Vanity Relevant had just showed that 24% of the consumer believe that the companies take the notice of their opinion, and only 29% feels that they are valued as a customer. These stats speaks more volume to the low opinion many consumers have about brands. By focusing on providing value to your audience through content offers and support, you can change the view and gain a significant competitive differentiator. As a bonus, the more valued you feel customers, the more likely they are to recommend your brand to customers, to friends, family, and colleagues, and others. Lastly, build relationship. Successful marketing is not only about driving new sales as possible, rather developing and nourishing long-term relationship based on trust that you earned your brand to the customer. Show customers and potential customers that you truly care, and your marketing will exponentially be more successful.